So Stephan A Smith, who most of you all may know him as the commentator from First Take, was suspended for his comments on the whole Ray Rice domestic violence situation. I'm not going to quote him, but you can see the segment and read his quotes in the link in the description below. But basically what he said was, even though Ray Rice was wrong in his actions, you can't completely dismiss the possibility of provocation. Now because of these comments on the issue, he's catching a lot of heat for this. But it's not so much from the ESPN network. But for some reason, maybe it's just me, I can't really see to figure out why. I'm sure if it was up to ESPN, they wouldn't have gave a fuck, because that's what Stephan A Smith is known for. He's pretty controversial, and that's one of the reasons why I like watching him. And because I like how he talks about LeBron. But because of the incident itself and how the NFL has handled it, this has already gathered a lot of attention, and it's already a sensitive subject. Because all these women and people who hate Ray Rice or the Ravens feel like he should have got more than a 2-game suspension for his actions. So of course all these motherfuckers on these news shows, these blogs and interviews are just like, the NFL doesn't care about domestic violence, and Stephan A Smith is so inconsiderate on the topic of domestic violence. Because first of all, looking at the segment, you can tell the sincerity and respect that he has for this subject and the issue. And the thing about Ray Rice was that he was given the suspension based on the video of him dragging his fiancée out of the elevator. And not comparing the two, but we all seen the Jay-Z and Solange video. So we know how some bitches operate and get off the chain in the elevator. So the NFL made the decision not based on assumptions, but on facts, which we don't know to be true because Ray Rice and his fiancée were the only two in the elevator. But going back to what Stephan A Smith said, some women provoke men. Yes, women, sometimes you bring out the worst in a man and bring it on yourself. And vice versa, of course. Now, I'm not talking about irrational motherfuckers who just hit other people because of things that's happened in their past. We're not talking about that kind of domestic violence. That's unprovoked. But again, for instance, let's go back to the Solange and Jay-Z video. Somewhere along the line, she thought it was okay to repeatedly put her hands on this man. Which I must commend Jay-Z for keeping his composure, because he's been known in the past to put his paws on the bitch. But before I get ahead of myself, this is not what I'm saying happened in the Ray Rice situation. But the possibilities are endless because we don't know anything but what they tell us. So yeah, sometimes it's not a man's fault. And listen, I get they say men aren't supposed to put their hands on women, but females have this mentality that they can get away with doing it themselves. And some of you females use that as an advantage. Sick fucks. That train of thinking may have been a way in the past, but times have evolved, and bitches are getting checked nowadays. You want equality? Well, you're getting it. And then some. Now I can sit here and say that I would never put my hands on a woman, and it sounds all nice, sweet and shit, but because a bitch hasn't tried me yet, I won't know until I'm in that situation. For my generation, it's like parents just skipped the part that said, you know, don't touch others if you don't want them to touch you. And if they don't touch you, don't touch them. I don't support anyone of any sort putting their hands on anyone without a good excuse. Because someone talked about you, not a good excuse. Because you were just having a bad day, not a good excuse. Because you seen your dad do it to your mom, and vice versa. Again, not a good excuse. But defending yourself and loved ones, that's a pretty damn good excuse. Also, if someone spits on you, I think that's a good excuse too. It's disrespectful, and even though they didn't put their hands on you, something that came directly from them made physical contact with you. So, I don't know. It's toss up. The ball's in your park on that one. But let me know your thoughts on the situation or my point of view in the comment section. And thumbs up this video if you like my point of view on the situation. But until next time, folks, I'm all messed up.